Turn number 5. This is the situation. The Italians must attack in this turn that line of Republican units. They have ready in place some specialized units like this tank company of flamethrowers, this engineer flamethrowing company, and this other tank company. So we will see the Italians attacking in this sector. We will see the Littorio division moving in this direction, and the Black Flames division has to establish a line and try to contain these units of the International Brigade so that they don't assist in the defense of the Guadalajara road. So we start with these 3 battalions and the tank flamethrowing company moving here and attempting to overrun these Republican units. The Italians have 3 battalions with 12 combat factors. The Republicans have 1 infantry unit with 6, so it is at the beginning a 2-to-1 attack. However, there will be an armored battle between the Italian flamethrowing tanks and the T-26s. A die is rolled. The red die is the effect on the Republican tank, and the effect there is that 1 step is lost. So the Republican tank unit is inverted, and the effect on the Nationalist unit is no effect. Now, because of fuel shortages on the Italian side, the use of the flamethrower unit now causes it to be reduced. So we flip the unit, and now we resolve the overrun attack 2-to-1 with no modifiers.
The result is a no effect. Let's take a look at the movement phase for the remaining units in that sector. These are the final positions of the black arrows in the movement phase. Here are the black flames before movement in the Brihuega sector. And here we have the final positions of the black flames, and they captured this minor village, Yela. Capture of Yela increases the victory point score to 19.
Now we'll see the movement of the Diolovola division, the units with the orange band. Their mission is to capture these villages, including Masegoso de Tajuña. They are worth 7 victory points combined. And the plan here is for these 3 battalions to eliminate this Republican detachment. Then, during the exploitation phase, 3 battalions riding on trucks will approach down this road through Cogollor and in the direction of Masegoso. Meanwhile, 3 battalions will attack and attempt to occupy Las Inviernas. Okay, now we go to the movement phase of the newly arrived Littorio division. Before movement, and this is the position after movement, the engineer unit that was here was able to ride aboard a truck unit and arrive safely at the end of the line. Finally, the movement phase in the Habana de sector. Here we have the final positions with the artillery getting on their trucks and moving down the Guadalajara road in the direction of the units in the front around Gajanejos. In order to facilitate distinguishing which victory point villages have been captured by the Nationalists, we will be using these blocks. The green block signifies a village captured by the Italians, and the blue block a village captured by the Spanish Nationalists. Tank repair phase 5 or 6 to return. No, still stays there. Go to the bombardment phase. 6 artillery points here attacking the garrison at Cogollor. And the die result is 8, no effect, and 9 would have disorganized the defenders. The Italians have 63 factors of artillery here. The problem is they can only fire artillery barrages which are spotted, and the only hex that is spotted is this one containing the Edgar André battalion and the Comune de Paris battalion. So it will be 1 barrage attack against this stack. And the result is a 1 step loss. So the Republicans choose to reduce the Comune de Paris unit, and it is inverted. Now we have the movement of the Spanish units of the Soria division around the sector here of Miral Rio. We have Republicans here defending the approaches to Ita, which is worth 3 victory points. Pita de Vega's cavalry group will move dangerously close to Ita here. And we see the movements now of the remaining units. And these are the positions after movement. Here we have Ibanez's group near Cogollor before movement, and the positions after movement. Near Abanades, combat phase now. There's 15 combat factors for the Italians, 1.5 for the Republicans. This is a 4-to-1 attack. The die roll is a 4, no effect. Next attack is here against the garrison at Cogollot, 12 versus 1, but it is in a village. There's a shift to the left, so it is a 3-to-1 attack. The defender retreats 1. So the defenders retreat, and the Italians advance, but the defenders are still blocking the road to Masegoso. The score increases now to 21 victory points. Now we have the combat phase here near Gajanejos. There are 3 Italian infantry units here with this tank unit. They will be attacking a Republican infantry unit, defensive 3, with the company of T-26 tanks. The defenders are doubled, so it is 12 to 6, 2-to-1, but first we'll have a battle between the tank units. The red result of 1 is the effect on the Republican unit. There's a -1 for the T-26, no effect. The white die is the effect on the Italian armor. There's a +1 because the Republican unit is a T-26, so it is 5, and it is a 1-step loss. The Italian armor is flipped to its backside. Now we resolve the 2-to-1 attack between the infantry units. The result is a 5, no effect. Now we go to resolve the battle here. There's 3 battalions of infantry against 1 battalion of Republic infantry. 6 combat factors, 2-to-1, but first we resolve the armored battle. Regardless of the result, the Italian flamethrower company will be removed because a shortage of flamethrower fuel. And the result is that both units are eliminated. Now we resolve the 2-to-1 infantry attack, and the result is 7, the defenders retreat 1 hex, and the Italian units occupy vacated space. Now we go to the sector of Ibanez. This is a 2-to-1 attack here, and the result is 4. Attackers retreat 1 hex. Okay, now we go to the supply phase, and this engineer unit is still unsupplied. It is farther away than its headquarters range. It's a unit of the Black Flames. Result is a 3. It does not lose any steps, but remains unsupplied. Now we go to the exploitation phase, and the units that were riding on trucks here, the farthest that they can move is here, where they unload from their trucks. Go to the nationalist cleanup phase, and we will remove the disorganization marker from the armored unit. Now we will place the armored unit on top, and that concludes the cleanup phase and the nationalist turn. That's the end of the nationalist 5th turn. Now we go to the Republican turn.
Can this turn, the Republicans will receive air points. Let's see how many. Result is a 2, 4 air points.
In this scenario, only the Republic receives air points. They can be used for one of 3 missions: close air support, that is together with ground units in ground attacks, as level bombers by themselves attacking ground units, in which case each air point is worth 5 barrage points, and for air interdiction, that is to slow down any units within a radius of 2 hexes from the hex where they are placed, and in addition to that, motorized units that move into their hex are attacked in the interdiction attack table. The Republicans will place 1 interdictor in this hex here to slow down the powerful Litorio division. Another interdiction marker will be placed nearby Soria nationalist units here to slow their advance here towards Ita. And in this turn, the Republicans receive significant reinforcements. Let's take a look at them. Here we see the reinforcements. At the beginning of the turn, they receive these units, including 2 communist battalions, a regular infantry battalion, 226 tank companies, and in the exploitation phase, they will receive 4 crack communist battalions. Now let's go to the movement phase, and let's look at the Republican movements around Brihuega. These are the positions of the Republican units before movement. These are the positions after movement, and the tank company and infantry battalion beneath are surrounded. Okay, a word here about these communist units, the 239 here, and this 244, which is back here. These came in the last turn, and these are an emergency group, so it cost the Republicans 1 victory point, increasing the victory point score to 22. One of the cavalry detachment battalions will move here and capture Muruex. And with its capture, the nationalists lose 2 victory points, reducing the victory point score to 20. The 2nd Cavalry Unit also moves along this road and bridge and captures Utande for 1 victory point, reducing the victory point score now to 19. This Communist Reduce unit joins the cavalry here at Muruex. Meanwhile, these units here fall back 1 hex, and this detachment on the road advances to join this armored unit. The artillery is flipped so that it can conduct barrage in the upcoming barrage phase. Now we place the Republican reinforcements in these spaces marked B. The Communist battalions and this regular battalion start here in B with an armored T-26 unit, and they move next to Pita de Vegas' cavalry group to attack it in the combat phase. They don't have enough movement factors to overrun it because of the 6 movement factor Republican unit. Meanwhile, the other reinforcements set up here and will move towards the Republican units along the Guadalajara road, and that is their positions after movement. Now this is the movement of the Republican forces near Padilla de Ita before movement and the positions after movement. In the Cogolludo sector, there is no Republican movement. We go to the barrage phase. We have 2 artillery units here. Both units, totaling 27 barrage factors, are firing here at this hex. The result is a 6, and both units are disorganized. Next, barrage attack. These 12 factors will bombard this stack here, and the result is a 10. The stack is disorganized. A third of 4 air points will be used to make a bombardment attack here against the Italians. The result 7 is no effect. Now we go to the combat phase, and there's communist units attacking here Pita de Vegas cavalry group. This is a 2-to-1 attack. The Republicans add an air unit in close support, so it becomes a 3-to-1 attack. The result is a 7. The defenders lose 1 step. So Pita de Vegas' cavalry group loses 1 of its companies because these are 1-step units. And that's the end of the attack. So it's a 4-to-1 attack, and the result is a 6. The defender retreats 2 spaces. So the Italians have to retreat through a zone of control, which will cause 1 step to be lost. And now the hex is occupied by the victorious forces. The supply phase, and we roll again for this unsupplied Republican unit on the attrition table. The result is a 5, and the unit loses its last step. These are the Republican units that enter during the exploitation phase. Here we have their starting positions, and they will move through the road up to this position here. That concludes the Republican exploitation phase, and that is the end of their turn 5. Now we move on to turn number 6.